So, are you interested in buying a Picotin? I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know. This is going to be an in-depth review and comparison against the two most popular Picotin sizes, the 18 versus the 22. Hi, my loves. Welcome back and happy 2021. I hope all of you had a fabulous new year. I'm excited for this year, and we are starting off this year with an in-depth comparison. Now, I asked you guys what type of videos would you like to see more of, and so many of you loved these in-depth comparisons. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Now, the bag that I'm going to be reviewing is none other than the ever popular Picotin, Hermes Picotin, in the size 18 and 22, because these two are the most popular sizes. And I have to say, this bag has only grown in popularity the last few years. If you've been interested in either the 18 or 22 or even both, you are going to find this video super informative. So I'm going to be dividing this video into 5 parts. Firstly, I'm going to be doing an overview of the bag, so going through the appearance, the materials, the sizes. Secondly, I'm going to be showing you what fits inside both the 22 and the 18. Thirdly, I'm going to be going through the prices and the availability. Fourth, very important, mod shots, what they look like worn on me. And fifth, I'll be doing a summary of the pros and cons and my final thoughts and recommendations. So let's get up close and personal because I want to show you the details of this bag. So I've brought you up close and personal because I think this is the best way to talk about the appearance of these bags. So this bag is officially called the Picotin lock because it actually does come with locks. So this one is gold and this one is palladium. I won't put them on here because I want to show you the inside of the bag. Palladium is definitely more common than gold, though I have seen them making more gold hardware, but gold is a bit more rare. Did you know this bag was introduced in 2002? But when it was first introduced, it was just called the Picotin. It actually didn't come with the lock, so it didn't have this eyelet and it didn't have the lock. I would say the lock now is more of a decorative feature, but it does help, you know, when you do have the lock attached, give some weight to it and then give this beautiful slouch of this bag, as you can see here. So the Picotin's shape is a bucket style bag. As you know, Hermes is an equestrian brand. It has equestrian heritage. And this is inspired by horse feeding bags. So you know how the horses, when they're standing up, these were sort of hooked on their ears and they sort of ate from those bags. So that was the inspiration behind the Picotin. So when it was introduced in 2002, it originally just came in this size here, which is the 18 centimeter. But it has actually come in 5 different sizes. But at the moment, I do believe it only probably comes in 3 or 4 sizes. The most common and the most popular are the 2 I am showing you right now. This is called the Picotin 18 centimeter because it measures 18 centimeters from here, the base to here, the longest length. Or it's also called the PM, petite model. This is called the MM, which is the medium model, and this measures 22 centimeters from here to here. Next up is the 26 centimeter or the GM, which is, you know, the grande model. But honestly, I have not seen that for at least 2 or 3 years. I do believe Hermes still sell it, but I do know in Australia, or at least in my local store, it hasn't been orderable for at least a couple of years, but it is, you know, still out there. And it comes in an even bigger model, which is called the TGM. But I've only seen that in the pre-loved market. So those are the 4 sizes that I know of that are available. When I did mention that it comes in 5 sizes, it actually came in a small smaller size than the PM. I believe it was called the Picotin Micro, but that definitely, I can tell you, has been discontinued. But definitely these two sizes are the most popular. Okay, let's discuss materials. The most common leather that it comes in is in Torreon Clermont, which both my bags are in. I've had my Picotin 18 centimeter for 3 years now, and my Picotin 22 centimeters for 2 years now. And it also does come in, a new leather was introduced. It is called Maurice. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but it is very similar to Clermont's. It also does come in exotics. It comes in ostrich. It also comes in croc. And it also comes in Epsom, though the versions I've seen in Epsom usually is the body of the bags in all Epsom, and the handles are tressage, which is like a plaiting sort of detail. I'll put a picture here. And it also comes in touch, which is the version I have here. And why is it called touch? Because it has got a touch of exotic. This is in alligator. So let me talk quickly about the features of this bag, which, applies to all sizes. So it is a very unstructured bag. One thing to definitely note is if I look at the inside of this bag, it is unlined. This is just the natural, backing of the leather. So it's just suede. And also, as I said before, in terms of the closure, you just do thread it through here like this, and it does have the lock. So when you do attach the lock on, which I'll just do quickly for this one. So when I've put the lock on and I'm holding it up now, you can see just that little bit of weight of the lock does help the natural curves of this bag. So if I turn the bag to the side, this is what the side looks like. But all of the sizes look exactly like this. This is actually 2 pieces of leather, which is sewn together at this midline point. So as you can see, from the front of the bag, that sort of feature, this sort of seam is, runs throughout all the way through the back. So the construction of both these bags, if you didn't know, it is retourné. Like the Kelly retourné. If you guys haven't seen my in-depth comparison with 25 versus 28, I will link it above. But retourné means inside out. So this bag is actually made inside out. So let me take the lock off this bag. Okay, let me show you something really cool with this bag. And this does not damage the bag, so don't be alarmed. I actually learned this from Marianne, who, if you guys didn't know, is the founder of 7RP. I did an interview with her. She's like an Hermes connoisseur, been buying Hermes for over 30 years. If you were interested in that interview, I'll link it in my description box below and above. Let me just take this tab out. So I'm going to flip this bag inside out quickly. So as you can see, I have just flipped the bag inside out, and it does not damage the bag because this is how the bag is actually made, and then, retourné, and then it's flipped the other way. So as I mentioned before, the Picotin is unlined. So the back of leather is actually called suede, or sometimes they refer it to as the flesh side, but it just means that it's not finished. So that's why you see this sort of fuzzy appearance. It almost looks like you can wear it reverse, but just bear in mind that, there's no feet because I have reversed it. So why I flipped this bag inside and out is because I wanted to show you, see how it's sitting right now? It almost looks like it is a little bit more structured. And that is because when they do make it, it is made exactly to the specifications of the base. But you know how I mentioned before that it is a retourné? So when it is flipped back around to its proper side, which I am actually going to do now again. Okay, so I've flipped it back round, and I think the first thing you may notice is that it doesn't look as structured, and that is because in terms of the base, because you've had to flip it back around, it's got to accommodate the base. So that is why you will see on the corners of your bag that the base is almost like these corners are a little bit smoothed out because it has to stretch around to accommodate it. And if you look at a close look at your Birkins, this is the same thing with Birkin retournés or even Kellys, you will see that the leather there is just a little bit more smoother and the grain is not as pronounced. So I thought that was such an interesting part out. And I wanted to mention that because when I go to what fits inside and talking about the structure of the bag, there is a natural sag that happens here. It's not as obvious on the 18, but on the 22, it is much more obvious because of the construction of this bag, which is retourné. So as you can see on the 22, you definitely can see, this is what I was talking about before, this corner slouch is much more pronounced than in the 18. I also do want to mention is that if you look at the base of this bag, it is a rectangular base. All of them are rectangular bases. And so if you look at the handle placement, the handles are actually placed on the shorter side of the bag. See how this is shorter, this is longer. And when it's placed like that, that's why it gives this beautiful slouch. So the shorter side where the handles are, you can see this natural dip. And then the longer side, you can see its wings, if you want to call it that, sort of comes out at the longer side, and on the shorter side, it naturally goes in. And I'm mentioning that because that's a very important point when I go into what fits in the bags and how to maintain the structure of these bags. So before I go into the what fits inside, I need to show you that, see the corner slouch of my Picotin? Now, my Picotin actually stands up on its own, which is not too bad, as I said, because this is 3 years old, but that is because I've actually stored it with stuffing. Now, what do you see here? This is, and I'm so excited to announce, the brand new 7RP insert for Picotin. I can't tell you how requested this has been. I am so super excited to announce and launch this with you guys because I've been wanting this for ages. If I had this 3 years ago, let me tell you that this corner slouch, especially on the 22, it would be much less obvious. You can see there's a bit of corner slouch, which is not even that bad. But when I put, before I do that, this insert is made exactly the same length as you can see as the base. And 7RP have thought of everything. They've specifically made it a very snug fit because when you put the insert in the bag, and let me do that now for you, it covers the entire base of the bag, and voila, where is the corner slouch? It is so much reduced. And let me thread this through. And when you're carrying it, especially with the lock, it doesn't look boxy. It still respects the sort of natural geometry of the bag. See how it doesn't look like a box? You still got the sag here, but it keeps it structured without making it too structured. I've seen Picotins with other inserts and it just changes the whole look of the bag. It just looks boxy. But the beauty of the Picotin, and it's not a flaw by the way, is that it is an unstructured bag. But 7RP, as I said, they've thought of everything, even with the pocket placement. They've purposely kept the bigger pockets on the long side of the bag so that when you put your items inside, especially the heavier things like your phone or things like that, it will still naturally fold in here with the wings going out. Even with the height of the insert, you might think, oh, the height's kind of trivial. But they have made the height just perfect so that when you wear the bag at the crook of your arm, it just doesn't inhibit the access to the bag. All these points are so important. The devil is in the details. Whether you are spending $5,000 on a bag or $15,000, you want your bag to age well. And because of the structure of the Picotin and how it's made, it's natural that over time it is going to just slouch and slouch. But I like to display my bags. I don't want it looking like a puddle. So this insert is a game changer for me. This insert is vital because I use these inserts to shape my bag, to protect my bag, especially because it's unlined, because Hermes does not spar the inside of your bag. Did you know that these inserts take just as long, if not a bit longer than the Birkin and Kelly inserts to make? So if you haven't seen my 7RP Atelier tour, I will link it above, but these inserts are handmade to order. That is why, the artisans can only make like 3 or 4 a day, hence why the price. 7up here really put so much thought into this because that is why this insert covers the entire base. If I look at my Birkin and Kelly's, their inserts actually allow a little bit more room, but they purposely made that the insert to cover the entire base so that, you know, it prevents this yucky corner sag. And I just love how it looks with the insert. So guys, I am so excited that they've got this. I wish they made more inserts for my other Hermes bags, but look how beautiful it looks with the insert inside. So let me show you quickly with my Picotin 22. It's much more obvious, the corner sag on this bag. And like I said, I have stored it properly. So let me just put the insert in to show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, it covers the entire base. And this one is especially important because it looks like a big black hole without anything. But when you have an insert, look how much lighter the inside is. And you can see all your items and belongings. So have a look at that. Let me just thread this through. Look, there is still a little bit of corner sag, but it's so much less. If I had this when I first bought my bag, it would be even less, but you can see how much better this looks with the insert. It doesn't look too structured either. Okay, so now let's see what fits inside. So what fits in the Picotin size 22? So this is what the insert looks like, bird's eye view. As I mentioned before, it takes just as long, if not longer, to make than the Kelly and Birkins. But I'm really happy to announce, and I know so many of you have emailed me, that my exclusive code has been reactivated. So if you use MIM40, that gets you 40 euros off one insert. That is the highest code available. And if you want to buy 2 inserts, so any 2, Birkin, Kelly, Picotin, EVELYNE, Dior Book Tote, just enter MIM85 and that gets you 85 euros off too. But furthermore, they have just released a new color called Light Moet, which is this beautiful light gray. That before you couldn't use my code for, but for 5 days only, that is included. So if you wanted to buy Light Moet, you can use my code now, but hurry because it's only available for 5 days. So I'll leave the code in the description box below, but that is the highest code offered. Okay, so let's see what can fit into the Picotin 22. I'm purposely starting with the bigger size, and then let's see what we need to leave out when we go down to the Picotin 18. But as I said, both these bags are pretty roomy for capacity, but let's just see how much can fit in. So I've brought a whole range of items with me, and I wouldn't carry all of this, but let's just have a play together. So I have my Hermes Bastia for coins. Let's put this here. I love that the pockets are really big here. My 11 Pro Max iPhone. Let's put that in there. Definitely need my mini pochette, which I use as a catch-all. I mainly use this for makeup, but you can put anything you want in there. So that will go there. And then some hand sanitizer. Let's put that in there. My Chanel card case, which I use as a mini wallet. I just want to show you that you can actually fit a full-size wallet if you want inside, though you obviously don't need to carry, 2 wallets, but just to show you. And this perfume, oh, this smells so good. This is the Hermes travel size Rose Ikebana. Love it. Smells really nice. I do recommend that. Let's put that in the smaller pocket there. And this is my Gucci agenda. I don't really use this, but this is the same size as the LVPM if you use agendas. I just wanted to show that as an example. I've got my Dior lippy. Let's put that in there. Of course, you need car keys in there. This is my baby wipes inside. And let's put in my mints, which I think will fit into this pocket here. Yes, it does. This is, if you wanted, just to show you additionally, this is my YSL card case. Love that. My face mask. I can even fit a snack in there. This is my lipstick pen. This is AirPods, can fit in there. As you can see, I mean, you could lay this on top and you could fit more inside, like sunglasses in a soft case. You could fit in there. You could fit, I mean, I think that's probably packed enough, but you can lay this on top if you want, or even like this. I would probably just leave that and then leave this on top. But it does have more capacity, but let's not pack it too much. So let's grab my Picotin. And as you can see, inside just looks like a big black hole. So an insert makes such a difference in terms of organization and what you can actually see all your items inside. Let me just pop this inside the bag like that. And voila, as you can see, everything fits in really nicely. If you want added security, I would just add a scarf there. So, you know, when you close it up like this, it just has a little bit of added security. That is optional. As you can see, you can still see the wings, and it still has this fold down here, and that's at full capacity. So that is what fits in the Picotin size 22. So let's see what fits in the Picotin size 18. So I'm going to fast forward this bit and let's see how much it holds. Okay, so what I've left out is my Le Snack, the agenda, this card case, and I'm pretty sure I can fit the sunglasses on top. But as you can see, you've got all your essentials and more in here. Let's have a look when I put it inside the 18. So let me put that in. Put that in the bag, and that is what it looks like. So you can rest this on top if you want, but honestly, these inserts have been created so that if you don't want the bulk of that, and let's just move this to there, and I want to slide my sunglasses in, it protects it because, as I said, you know, Alcantara is really soft. And did you know that Le insert is actually machine washable too? So let me thread this through. And again, oops, this one is going back up. Let me just put that back in the corner there. Okay, let me thread this through. So as you can see, when I put the bag here, the wings are still out and there is this still natural dip of the bag. Remember that I would have a lock in there as well. So to me, that actually fits quite a lot for a little bag. The reason why the Picotin is so desirable and so sought after is because the price is an entry-level price. Now, when I say entry-level, I don't mean that the bag is entry-level. I think it is a fabulous bag. But in terms of pricing, it is really good for Hermes standards. Now, I'm going to go through the pricing. So this is as of January 2021. Now, I do believe Hermes is going to have a price increase really soon, but this is the pricing as of now. So I'll be giving the pricing in Australian dollars and in USD. So if we're talking about the Picotin 18 or the Picotin PM, it is 4,040 Australian dollars. Now, it does differ slightly depending on the leather, but not that much. You know how before I said it was available in Maurice or Morris leather, which has been around for maybe 1 or 2 years? That adds about $100 to the price. So 4,040 in Torreon Clements in 18 centimeters. And that is $2,725 USD plus tax. And the 22 retails at 4,410 Australian dollars or 2,975 USD. So in terms of pricing, there isn't much difference between the PM and the MM. We're talking about, you know, $350, $400 Australian difference, which in my opinion is not that different. I'm not referring to mine, by the way, because obviously if it's touch, it is a little bit more expensive. I'm talking about the regular Torreon Clements leather. And then I couldn't find the price in Australian dollars because, as I said, I know from my local boutique, they haven't sold the GM version or the 26 centimeter version in quite a while. But in USD, the 26 centimeter, I believe, is 3,575 USD. And then for the 33 centimeter, I could not find pricing at all. If you guys know the pricing, feel free to share with the Fam Bam and leave in the comments down below. But I've only really seen that on the pre-loved market. So that is the pricing. Now let's talk about availability. Because of the price points of both these bags, I mean, effectively, these are like, you know, a third of the price of a Birkin or Kelly. So that is why this is such a popular bag. And that is why you've seen in recent times that they've come out with different versions. So besides coming in just the all one color regular Picotin, it comes in the eclat, which means like all this body's in one color, and then the underside here, the handles, is in a different color. And usually that's in Swift, I believe. And also I've seen in the past that it's come in bi-color, where this strap and this tab is in a certain color, and then the body is in a different color. And most recently you've seen the bi-color, which this side maybe say pink and red, but they call that casaque. But it's even come in tricolor, which Hermes also calls casaque. And that is beautiful. Let me put a picture here, but it might be, for example, pink and red, and under the handles, it might be blue, and then the base might be in a different color. But basically the availability is single color. It can come in two colors, bi-colors. It can even come in tricolors. So I think Hermes knows that this bag is just getting more and more popular. That's why they've come out in different versions. Oh, I also forgot to mention that with the Epsom, it's come in the tressage, you know, with the plaiting. It does come in ostrich, but one thing to note is it is actually lined in leather, so it does look more structured. In some countries, from stories I've heard from friends and also from subscribers, you know, these are not easy to get. Like, in some stores, you may even have to build up a history with your sales associate before being offered one, or there may be a waiting list. So they are getting harder and harder to get. But I do want to tell you, in terms of availability, these are available online. They do pop up online from time to time, but let me tell you that they go in the blink of an eye, like a few seconds, they are sold out. But if you do see it online, snap it up, because you can find them on hermes.com. So for reference, I am 164 centimeters tall, or approximately 5'4.5", almost 5'5". So 18 and 22. So the way you wear this bag mainly is on the crook of your arm. So you can see the comparison, 18 versus 22 on me. Really, it is a handheld bag. So let me just wear them down here. That's what it looks like on the side. And also the other side. Now, what I love about the Picotin is that you can dress it up. I mean, really quickly, I just have a twilly here and a bow. This one's got a rodeo in the MM size. This looks so cute with the PM as well. But there is just so many ways you can wear this bag. Now, I do want to show you, even though it is a handheld bag, you can add a strap to it. So I've just got my LV strap here. This is just from my LV Vivienne, but it can work with any strap you have. So what you do is you just clip it to the hardware, which is just here and here at the sides of the bag. Now, I have worn it like this before, and it's just nice as an option if you just want to wear it as a shoulder bag like that. You can even wear it crossbody if you want, but it does change the shape of the bag, and a lot of people don't like how it looks. But look, it's just another option if you want to be hands-free. Now, I do have so many other ways in which you can transform the Picotin into a shoulder bag. Let me know if you were interested in that. Comment below. I have at least 5 different ways that I've experimented before, and it's not just with a leather strap. So yes, do let me know, but it is possible to change this bag into a shoulder bag. So in summary, let me go through quickly the pros and cons of the Picotin, and let me go through my final thoughts, like should you buy the Picotin 18 or should you buy the Picotin 22? Now, the overall pros of this bag is that it is a pretty lightweight bag, because as I mentioned, the Picotin is unlined. A big pro for me is the price point, because it is a really good price point in Hermes standards. Also, it is quite low key, you know, there isn't logos emblazoned anywhere. It's only if you wear the lock, then certain people may know that is an Hermes lock, but a lot of people may not know it's an Hermes lock. And another thing is that it is pretty easy to access, because even if you have the lock done up like this, you can just undo it and it's quite easy to grab your things in and out. So bear in mind, when you have the lock, you obviously can't completely open it. So effectively, it is sort of like, an open tote. And the cons, well, that is sort of like a con as well, because if you like your bag very secure, because it is like an open tote, unless you put, like I mentioned before, a scarf on the top of all your belongings, it's not a bag I would say I would take traveling with me. So another con of this bag is that because it is unlined, there isn't any sort of compartments, though for me it's not a con because, you can use the insert. Another con of this bag is that it is pretty unstructured. For me, that's not really a con because now with this Game Changer 7RP insert, not only does it prevent that corner sag, but it gives the bag structure without making it too structured, and it keeps the beautiful natural folds of the bag. But if you're a person that you really like structured bags, then this bag may not be for you. Another thing is that it is just a hand carry bag as well. Yes, as I mentioned in my mod shots, you can attach a strap, but to me this bag looks the best hand carried. But for those of you that don't like how it looks with the shoulder strap, because if you attach the shoulder strap, it does sort of change the look of the bag, so that may be a con for you. So obviously you can see that for me anyway, I believe there's more pros than cons. But if any of those cons really bug you, then it may not be the bag for you. But if you've clicked on this video, I'm guessing that you do love the Picotin, but you may just be thinking, should I get the 18? Should I get the 22? Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong. The 18, as you saw, fits tons. The 22 fits even more. So it's not a matter of capacity. It's a matter of what you prefer. I also don't like to generalize and say, oh, if you're, a certain height, you should buy this. And if you're a certain height, you should buy the bigger size. Yes, generally speaking, if you're taller, maybe you can pull off a bigger bag. But I've seen petite people that are 5 foot, 5'1", and they rock this size or even, the GM size, and it looks so chic. And likewise, people who are 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", wear this and it just looks so cute and adorable as well. So you have to ask yourself, which look do I prefer? If you tend to favor mini bags, then I would go the Picotin 18. If you like to carry a bit more, then this is a fabulous size. I don't think this is too big. A 22, I know because of the mini bag trend, people think, oh, the 22 is a little bit big. It is not a big bag. I think it's the perfect in between, in my opinion anyway. Obviously, that is why I have both in my collection. So my recommendation is, because this is smaller, if you want to add a bit of color to your collection, that's why I've chosen a pop of color in this, in the 18. It is really fun. Hermes does such a great job at color. So, pick a color that you love. If you don't like bright colors, maybe start off with, a dark blue or, your favorite pink. And then in the 22, because it's a bigger bag, maybe you want to go black like me, or a taupe or gold. But even if you get the 18 in black or taupe or gold or neutrals, you can't go wrong with this. Likewise, if you love color, I know people that have got color in 18 and color in 22, and people who love neutrals and get 18 in a neutral color and 18 in the 22. But for a bit of variety, I say brighter colors go smaller. In the bigger bag, go the more neutrals. That is just my opinion anyway. But either way, I highly recommend the Picotin. I think it is a very youthful, chic bag. You can wear it casually. You can dress it up as well. I wear this with my floral dresses. So I think at the price point, it is just a bag that you should add to your collection. So Mel, which one do you actually like better? I think it also really depends on the materials and what it comes in. Actually, out of these two, I actually do like my 22 better because it is a little bit special with the touch, but I could change my mind. I am loving the casaque, you know, the bicolor or tricolors. If I get that in an 18, I may like that better, but honestly, I love both sizes. So guys, that is it for this video. I hope you found that really informative. Yes, it is really long, but you know, I've left all the timestamps down below so you can go through each section. I want my in-depth videos to be a reference video. I want it to be super helpful, and I really hope that it helps in your decision making, whether you want to add the 18 or the 22 to your collection. So thank you so much for watching. If you do like my in-depth comparisons, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and have a wonderful day or night, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.